All right, let's get into it. We hear AI and finance thrown around constantly, but what's really going on under the hood? Well, today we're taking a look inside the brain of a system that's not just trying to help with M&A, it's trying to completely re-architect the whole process. We're going to go way past the buzzwords and break down how Synergy AI actually works. We're talking about the agents, the signals they run on, and the whole system that pulls it all together.
You know, to really get why a solution is so revolutionary, you have to understand just how big the problem is. And this quote, right from the system's own blueprint, absolutely nails it. For decades, the world of M&A has been running on this clunky, inefficient engine. Just think about it. Endless spreadsheets, static PDFs that are out of date the second you hit send, and analysis that's always looking in the rearview mirror. It's a system just packed with friction, delays, and what the designers call value leaks.
And that really is the billion-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, putting a faster engine in a broken-down car doesn't really fix the problem. The goal here was never to just build a slightly better version of the old tools. No, the whole point was to build a brand new architecture from the ground up, one designed for a world where intelligence itself is the most valuable asset. So, how'd they do it? Well, it all starts with the vision. Instead of just creating a bunch of separate tools that don't talk to each other, the idea was to build a single, unified operating system for capital. And look, this isn't just a fancy name for software. It's about creating a complete environment where every single part of a deal, from that first spark of an idea to the final paperwork, is handled inside one intelligent layer. And this right here, this diagram, it shows that vision perfectly. Right at the center, you've got the identity layer, the Synergy ID. Then, branching out, you see the 4 core modules. You've got the Finder Suite, which is like a super scout for deals in M&A, real estate, you name it. Then there's the Qualifier Suite to check for risks and score how well things fit. The Quant and Boardroom module automates all the tedious financial modeling and even builds the presentations. And finally, the Sentinel Suite is the watchdog, looking for fraud and keeping everything compliant. The key is they all work together, totally seamlessly. So, what's the glue that holds this whole OS together? It's this concept, the unified user context vector. Honestly, the best way to think about it is as the system's memory of you. It's not just a one-off search. It's a deep, living, breathing understanding of your firm's unique investment strategy, what you love, what you hate, your appetite for risk. This vector is what makes sure every single part of the system, from the Finder to the Sentinel, is always thinking exactly like you do. Okay, so we've got the big picture architecture. Now let's zoom in and meet the workers. This isn't one giant, all-knowing AI. It's much smarter than that. It's a coordinated team of specialist AI agents, each with a very specific job.
Now, to really get what these agents are, you have to understand the huge technological leap they represent. Most of us have played with generative AI, right? You give it a prompt, it spits out some text or an image. It's a reactive tool. But Synergy AI is built on agentic AI, and that is a whole different ballgame. An agent doesn't just answer a question. You give it a goal, and it can autonomously plan and execute a whole series of complex steps to get there. It's not a tool you use, it's a proactive collaborator that works for you.
And this team is stacked with specialists. You've got extraction agents. Think of them as the data miners. They can tear through a 100-page PDF pitch deck and rip out all the key financials in seconds. Then you have the risk agents. They're the detectives, scanning thousands of documents for red flags, like weird ownership structures or compliance issues. And finally, you have the reasoning agents. They're the strategists, taking everything the other agents found and putting it all together into a high-level verdict, just like a senior partner would. So we have our AI workforce, but what do they run on? What's their fuel? Well, they're fueled by data, of course, but it's not just about having raw data. The real power of this system comes from its incredible ability to turn a massive ocean of noise into crystal clear, predictive signals. And just look at what it's consuming. Sure, it's got all the traditional stuff, corporate filings, financial data, the usual suspects. But here's where it gets really interesting, the alternative data. We're talking about web traffic, satellite imagery of factory parking lots, patent filings, real-time chatter about competitors, the whole shebang. This gives it a true 360-degree view of a company's health that goes way, way beyond a simple balance sheet. And this is where the magic happens. The system doesn't just show you this data, it connects the dots to create predictive signals. For example, it might see a private company suddenly change its board registry and combine that with a recent obituary for the founder. To most, those are just 2 separate facts. To the system, that's a huge signal that an off-market sale might be coming. It's all about finding the opportunity before anyone else even knows it exists. All right, so we've got the agents, the workers. We've got the signals,
Their fuel. The next piece of the puzzle is the orchestration. This is the conductor that brings all the musicians together, making the agents and signals work in harmony to automate incredibly valuable and complex workflows. Let's walk through a real-world example to see how this plays out. Say a banker gets a new pitch deck. Step 1, they just upload the PDF. Instantly, an extraction agent parses all the numbers and key claims. Then, a risk agent immediately starts cross-referencing those claims against everything it knows, flagging any weird inconsistencies. Finally, a reasoning agent takes it all in and spits out an executive verdict. The end result? A clear go or no-go decision, with the top 5 risks already identified. A process that used to take a junior analyst weeks is now done in minutes.
Now, all of this is obviously incredibly powerful, but the final component is what makes this system so dominant in the long run. It's what we call the data moat. This is a brain that is constantly improving itself, creating a nearly unbeatable competitive advantage over time. This right here, this is the secret sauce. It's a self-reinforcing feedback loop. It's so simple, yet so powerful. It starts when a user, you, accepts or rejects a deal the AI surfaces. That single decision gets captured and used to refine that user context vector we talked about earlier. That memory of your strategy. It's a flywheel. Every decision you make makes the system smarter about you, which leads to better suggestions, which leads to more decisions, and the wheel just spins faster and faster.
So here's the bottom line. The more your firm uses this platform, the smarter the platform gets about your specific strategy. This isn't just a software advantage, it's a compounding data advantage. It builds that defensive data moat around your operations. A competitor can't just copy the code. They'd have to replicate years of your decisions. The cost of switching becomes huge because, well, no other system on Earth would know you this way.
And that really leaves us with one final big question. If the future of deal-making isn't just about who has the most capital, but about who owns the smartest, self-improving intelligence layer, then the question you have to ask isn't just about what tools you're using today. It's about who is building your data moat for tomorrow.